Hi, everybody. Welcome to this live. Baby, you are a renegade. There's a song by Styx called Renegade. So if you are not familiar with that, definitely check it out. Maybe helpful for this message. I had some things written down for you guys because this is not like a super happy reading. Okay, I'll just say it that way. Like it's kind of, Anyway, but yeah, people see you as a renegade popping out of their matrix, and you have no regrets about doing so. You're like, you have this construct, well, I have my own. And if you don't like it, oh, I already forgot about you. That's kind of how it's going right now, okay? So, because and I had this written down earlier. Some people out there they don't want to be happy. Like they themselves don't want to be happy. Do not let that affect your pursuit of happiness because you deserve to be happy. Just because somebody else isn't happy doesn't mean this whole misery loves company thing. And sometimes that comes out more at the holidays, because people are tense and it's almost like sometimes people's true colors start to show, and some people they don't want to be happy. So they don't think anybody else should be happy either. And that is, I'm not going to say that they are a certain, diagnosis, but I will say that those are some, narcissistic behaviors, right, that people display. Okay. Some people also are committing to misunderstanding you. I was out Friday night, and we were talking about a musical artist, and I said something, and they're like, "Oh, how could you not like so and so?" I was like, and I repeated what I said, and they're like, "How could you not?" And I was like, "No, you didn't hear me." He already had in his mind what I was saying, and he wasn't actually listening to the words that were, listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. Who's that guy? Is that the guy on Friday? Like, y'all need whack upside a little head. Listen. Shut your ears, right? Or shut your pie hole, open up your ears. Maybe he was just so taken by my beauty and charm. But that proceeds to my next, the people that are committed to arguing with you. Some people are just, that's how they operate. That's how they communicate. And you know what? That might be fine if you're, like trying to get your grocery shopping done and then you're out of there. But when I'm on my free time, that's not what I want to be around. If you say, hey, I want to have a discussion about something in your opinions, okay, but are you going to get like mad at the person then for having that discussion with you? It's like that, somebody who wants to pick an argument all the time, because their nervous system, where it sits at, is always like, I'm going to say like here, but it's actually here because it's a lower vibration frequency because it's operating out of fear and not out of love. Okay. So sorry if I keep messing with my hair. It's not 100% dry, so anyway, some people also don't like to see others with joy. There's a reason why some people don't like the holidays, and that's because they don't like to see it. And like I said before, they don't want to be happy, and so they don't want to see other people happy. They would rather rob other people of their joy. And sorry, but that's a narcissistic behavior. So if you've gotten triggered so far, my apologies. I was going to say something about trigger warning for this reading. Because, in their mind, people like that think that if you're happy, that means you're winning. And if you're the winner, then somebody has to be the loser. And then that means that they're the loser. You know what I mean? Like I know it doesn't make sense to everybody out there, but that's how their brain operates. And that's why they act out in the ways that they do, because they think somehow they have lost something. They don't see, the possibilities of gains for more than one person at a time. Okay. And that's why you're different, collective. Okay. So just kind of remember that, and that's part of why they see you as this renegade too, because you're not falling into their little traps of this and that, and you have to act or believe all the things that I believe, or therefore you're against me. And, I mean, it's just, it can go on and on and on. And it's like the reading I did yesterday. There's people want to point out all the ways that something can go wrong, right? But rarely do we think about all the ways that it can go right. Okay, so people seeing you as this renegade because you are taking yourself out of that negative mindset matrix that so many people are trapped. They are literally trapped there. And part of the reason they don't want you to be happy is because they don't know how to get out. They don't even know what makes them happy. They don't even know if happy makes them happy. Well, I ain't got time for them to figure it out. Okay? So my other channel song for you guys is Francesca by Hosier. Because it's talking about the good possibilities that can happen, even in all the things that can go wrong. And is that not worth taking that step, taking that chance for yourself to be happy? Okay. So, hopefully this is connecting with the right people today. Okay. Whew. Okay. So that's the channeling that I have. Now we'll get into the cards, right? See if we can get some confirmation around this. Maybe some person or persons in your energy. I'm getting my protein shake in here. It's not noon yet. Like, I don't need to have solid food in me yet, right? I'm going to start with some meditation cards, though, because I feel like this energy, it's like it really is. It's like fear-mongering, Even, like around the holidays, what if I don't get the right gift? What if they don't like it? Well, you know what? They can take it back. Seriously. Like, and I'm sorry, but, times are hard out there for people. Like, people should be appreciating they're getting anything at all, Like, good Lord. It's hard enough to get, a friendly smile or a hello from somebody some days, So if somebody goes out of their way to give you a gift, or you're giving somebody a gift and they don't appreciate it. And sometimes that gift is your presence. Maybe that's all you're able to give. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. It's not everybody is in the same position as everybody else, okay? And again, if people around you cannot appreciate your presence, should you be giving them presents? I think not. I mean, I've read stories about that kind of stuff where people, relatives or whoever, that they've just been very giving in years past, they just stop. Because it's like, it wasn't appreciated anyway. And then people are shocked later, like, oh, they didn't give me my $20 this year. Well, did you ever thank them to begin with? Did you ever call them? Did you ever give them anything? So, curiosity. Curioso. Yes, this is a curious message today, isn't it? And that's why we're getting into the tarot. So, get some more confirmation on what is going on. Curious minds want to know, heart opening. Yeah, because collective, you have found a way to operate from a heart-centered space, and that's love. That's the opposite of fear. Okay, and people are scared of that, right? And they're like, how are they doing this? Blah, blah, blah. Well, not every day is a good day. Sometimes there's tears involved, right? So people are kind of maybe curious about like how you get through things, how you keep taking chances, how are you progressing, because they're not progressing, right? And it's like they're stuck in the same old routine, Sometimes tarot feels like the same old routine to me. That's why I take breaks from it sometimes. And it's okay to take breaks from things, you know. So if there's something you need to do to mix it up a little bit, maybe you should do that. Renewal. Yeah. And then I think that's going to provide you with the answer if you kind of shake up that routine a little bit. So with your heart opening here, if there's something that's been kind of missing from your heart space and you're like, I'm not, that's like, signs of like, I suffer from depression myself. So that's one of the signs, like if, you are not participating in things that you used to enjoy. If you're, not getting enjoyment out of things that you used to. I mean, you may need a change in routine, or maybe that change is getting back into the things that you were doing before that actually did have a good positive outcome in your life. Okay. So, and when you do that, it's going to provide you with, I don't want to say a sense of purpose, but a sense of renewed purpose. You know what I mean? Like, kind of like somebody patting you on the back or saying, hey, good job, you know? And then you're like, wow, maybe somebody out there does kind of like they're getting something out of this too. Or, maybe somebody out there cares. Okay. I think I gotta use my Grateful Dead deck today, guys. So. Getting Mr. Brightside by the Killers. Well, right? Isn't that like, yeah, I'm Mr. Brightside. If you're talking about depression. But I mean, if you are like, having some serious bouts, and some people get like seasonal affective depression too. Like your doctor can give you something to help you get by, or if you go to a counselor or something, they might be able to give you some different techniques that help kind of get through that. And part of that too is that when we separate from people that are kind of in these false matrices that are around us, we experience a loss. It's still like a grief, a mourning, because, where we had some fullness, even though it might have been shallow at best, there was still a placeholder, right? It's like something's better than nothing, right? Oh boy, judgment. Okay. So yeah, I feel like a lot of people are curious about you, and the direction you're heading. And I feel like you've just kind of come to a point where, you give zero fucks, like all that stuff. And you're like, look, I'm headed where I'm headed. I've come this far. And, I'm still here. Not everybody makes it, even this long. 3 of Pentacles and 10 of Cups. So yeah, I feel like you've kind of driven yourself into your work a little bit, and it's bringing the type of fulfillment that you desire, and it's going to end up for you that way. Like, part of the thing that you're able to do, collective, is you're able to visualize things for yourself that other people cannot. Okay. So, for you, like maybe getting, if you have trouble doing this, like getting a tarot deck so you can like visualize, like using these as flashcards of positivity and saying to yourself, wow, like that looks pretty cool. Like, what would my heart wrapped up in that feel like? What would that look like? Who would be in that picture with me, you know? The Four of Pentacles. So I feel like this energy is a little closed off right now, collective. And so that's where you're going to have to focus on this heart opening in order to kind of, you know, and like, so for some of you, you could be coming out of this kind of like, yeah, I've been feeling down and out, but, you know, you can see he's kind of cracking a smile here, you know. He actually came out, but like attached all his teddy bears, like, you know, but still out. Like, you know, maybe it's one of these things where you've been going through the motions and you're cloaking yourself in what kind of security you can, um, but at the same time moving forward. Okay. Whew. There goes the whole deck flopping out of my hand. So rose quartz might be significant for you, Scorpio. The River of the Death card. Closure. Yeah, sometimes we don't get to say, we don't get to say goodbye in the ways that we would have liked to. Not sure what this message is that wants to come out. There's some kind of message that wants to come out here, collective. And I mean, part of what I was kind of channeling earlier too, it's like, you know, don't be sad it's over, be grateful it happened, right? Have you heard that one? Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like you're very headstrong, collective in the way you see yourself, in the way you want to breed success for yourself. Okay. Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn as well. Other people see you as successful too. And again, then when people start comparing themselves to you, and then, you know what I mean? Like, comparison is the thief of joy. Yes. Because you're all at different stages of life, right? You've already discovered this, right? And I feel like that's part of what has renewed you. Tower in the Crown. This is judgment, but there's a literal tower in the bottom, right? So if you're not seeing this about yourself, like, it's kind of coming. Yeah. So there's a new moon coming up next week. New moons are times to think about new manifestations. So if there's something here that, you do want to get back to winning at, right? Because it's something you enjoy. It's time to start like planning those opportunities, okay? Like it doesn't have to happen all at once, right? Oh my god, these stupid phone calls. I don't even know who's calling on these stupid numbers. It's just ridiculous. It's like, how is it that we have phones, but we rarely use them to actually talk to other people? You're very close to achieving your goal. Yeah, don't give up. Do not give up hope in your situation. And the fact that you've already kind of like busted out and made your own path, that could be part of why you're feeling the way you're feeling, because sometimes those paths can be very lonely, right? But the closer you get to achieving your goal, it's kind of like it's that push again. You're gonna start to feel the momentum, okay? And you're not going to care about those, say, quote unquote, empty spaces that you've disconnected from, and are no longer occupying your time, your thoughts. Even your habits, okay? Sorry, my head kind of is like, the weather's kind of changing temperatures. Don't let pride get in your way. Yeah. So if you listen to that song, Francesca, that's kind of part of it. It's like, yeah, maybe things didn't turn out, but does that mean it wasn't worth the experience? Okay. So holding on to some of those lessons, it's like things happen, we interpret it. Are we making the right interpretation? Are we holding on to these things because they comfort us, or because they burden us, and in that way it's like creating like an armor, then nothing else can get in, right? And nothing else can hurt us. But I would have to ask you, and that's where this tower is coming in, is that actually working? So letting that hurt kind of like disintegrate, like it doesn't exactly change, it just changes. It's kind of like when you run into something, like maybe you're like a clumsy person, you run into the wall and hit your head, right? Well, yeah, right away it hurts, but then the bruise goes down. Eventually you're gonna forget that it was even there. You're not gonna, because you're not going to see the bruise anymore. You're not going to see the trauma from it anymore. And that in itself means that you've like gone through like a healing process. Doesn't mean you forgot the event necessarily, but it's not literally like at the forefront of your mind. Okay. Oh boy. Tell you what, holidays. It's like I go out in small doses because there's so many more people out than normal, you know, and it's just I'm like, I don't know if I'm like one of those introverted extroverts or whatever, vice versa. Sometimes it takes a little motivation for me to, you know, get out and want to be all people ready. Be bold and make the first move. Okay, so that Renegade song is just like, I mean, a renegade is bold, right? And making the move to get away, to do something not done by others. Doesn't mean nobody's done it, right? But it may not like within your circle of people or your immediate community or something, it just may not resonate with those people. Yeah, you're good enough. You know, it's like that movie where you know, everybody, the jazz singer, like the guy, like everybody in his family's rabbis, and he's expected to be a rabbi, but he wants to be a dun da da jazz singer. So, you know, he had to make a choice. Okay, no. Alrighty. Let's try and get some clarification since we're still live. Just about at 30 minutes here. See, hopefully I can get this out. Out under 40. Be on with the rest of the day. Get you some lunch, right? I gotta switch my laundry over. Fold the laundry, then put the laundry away. Everybody's favorite part, putting away the laundry. Oh yeah. So gloomy outside too. It's just crazy. Winter, but what's Mr. Brightside had to say about any of that in that song? Is there something about winter and Mr. Brightside? Yeah, I'm a winter baby too, so you know, this is like always celebrating my birthday in this weather. And it's like, yeah, nobody even wants to play outside because it's too cold. Like blah blah. And so now that you've kind of like, yeah, literally created your own kingdom, so a lot of people are going to be feeling left out about it. But you called judgment on the situation. It's, you know, you came to your crossroads, and it's kind of like have you ever gone to like you know, a concert or a show somewhere, and you know, like oh man, you're trying to get into the building, and you're like you know, you're in a different place, you're not really sure, but you get to the door finally, and then they're like entrance is on the other side, and you're just well, can't you just no, gotta go around. That is like kind of what, since you tapped out of like, you know, yeah, maybe you're like, I'm not participating in the family gifts this year. Like, you know, unpopular opinion, right? But maybe that's what you have to do this year for whatever reason. Could be financial, could be whatever. Okay. All right. I'm not here to try and judge. I'm just bringing the situation up, okay? And because that's the energy here is then someone's like, oh, well, I can't like folding is the best part. Yeah. Fluff and fold, right? So yeah, they're but I don't feel like you're concerned about it. Again, you have like the zero F's feeling about it. And you know, this is like a pretty solid building, you know. You're like, yeah, I'm solid. I'm at my crossroads. I know where I'm going. Sorry you didn't get the memo that the entrance is no longer. And that's the thing too, is like when people stop losing all this access to you that they used to have, and it's like, oh, well, maybe when I had access to the collective, I should have treated them better. Maybe I should have spoken more kindly to them. Maybe we should have spent more quality time together. Maybe, you know, like I should have told them I appreciated their time and their gifts and their energy. So, yeah. Right? I don't know about the prison card there. Prison guards there in the chat. All right, let's clarify this. Pentacles. But I mean, you know, sometimes it can feel like you're breaking out of the prison of somebody else's expectations of you, right? You know, it's like, yeah, I'm not doing that. Yeah, King of Wands, Leo, Sagittarius, birthdays coming into pass right now. Yeah, you're just like fired up. I feel like this is you, collective. You could be this, have some fire in your chart. Leo already came out here with don't let pride get in your way. Okay, so whatever you've been working on, like, I want to say, don't be afraid to kind of show it off, be vulnerable with it. You know, everybody's a critic. Okay, Knight of Pentacles. Sag placements. Awesome. I have some Sagittarius placements as well. And I highly recommend checking out your Vedic chart as well as your Western chart. Knight of Pentacles here on this 10 of Cups, slow and steady wins the race, right? Okay. So every time anyone else has disappointed you, collective, anytime anyone has, you know, not been there, who has been there for you? You have, right? Okay. And sometimes that's a slow, painstaking trek. And that's kind of the Knight of Pentacles, but it's always then it's worth it. Okay. Again, check out that song Francesca. I feel like that is specific to that message. Okay. Yeah, I feel like whoever this is in your energy, in terms of this Knight of Pentacles here, it's like they want you to be happy, okay? So this is a different energy from these Five of Pentacles people that are like, oh, well, you know, I thought I was going to get in for free, and I thought I was going to get this, and I thought just because they know you or know your name. Sagittarius. Here you go, Sag. Temperance. This was started out my last reading that I did. So again, patience, it's a slow growth of the heart, especially coming out of maybe, you know, those disappointments, maybe coming out of depression, coming out of like, will I ever be happy again? Because maybe you're around these people that don't want to be happy, right? And it's like, why do I feel miserable all the time? Like, I didn't think I was starting the day feeling miserable, but now I do, you know? Aquarius as well. Yeah, Aquarius is a very interesting sign. Very, very unique. Um, let's continue here. Clarifying this death card, Scorpio. Finishing out Scorpio season, right? Nine of Cups. And during Thanksgiving, we were being grateful for things, yes? So again, don't be sad it's over with the death card here. Be grateful it happened. And in this deck, it's symbolized by this word here. It's calling it the river. And when you think about that, you know, from like a farming agricultural perspective or whatever, you know, how you fertilize ground and, you know, leaves at the end of the year, they decompose and they deposit those nutrients into the soil, okay? So, again, something happening, maybe not working out, maybe it causing a disappointment, it was still okay to experience, okay? Because you're still sitting here, you know, kind of sitting pretty, honestly, with the Nine of Cups, you know, able to speak out and say what you're grateful for, okay? Maybe you can say, I'm grateful for the roof over my head. I am grateful for food on the table. I am grateful for clothes on my back. I am grateful for family in my life. I am grateful for friends in my life, okay? When you start counting, it gets up it can go pretty fast, right? I'm grateful for the intelligence to make my own decisions. I'm grateful for the capacity to be able to make my own decisions, right? Have you seen some of the decisions other people are making out there? They look pretty dumb. That ain't you, collective. You're the renegade. You're the one that said, you know what? And I mean, honestly, maybe you are not literally, you're like not participating in holiday madness. You're just like, I'm not doing it. It's okay. Obviously, that may not be the preference for, you know, other people around you. Yes, grateful to learn self-love. Yes, that is daily, right? Practicing self-love. It's a good thing to get out of readings. If you're going to get anything out of a reading, definitely self-love would be it, right? Here you go, King of Cups. Now talk about some good love. On top of this Queen of Pentacles, so there could be something there. This could be a masculine energy if you're resonating as a masculine watching this reading. The feminine Queen of Pentacles came out earlier here. So what I was talking about earlier with the Queen of Pentacles was being able to envision, you know, the life that you want. And maybe if you're this masculine energy, maybe this is kind of like, well, you know, you know, I am about self-love, you know, and that means that since I love myself, I'm able to love others too. And the King of Cups is totally about that. Okay. Being protective, being nurturing, being emotionally healthy. Okay. Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces as well. And we already had Scorpio show up once in this reading. Okay. So let's clarify this. Well, Scorpio, and then, so we have the fire signs, Sagittarius, the water signs, the earth signs, and Leo popped out here in another message. Interesting. Two of Swords. Okay. Tower, unavoidable. Can we say that? Can we say that? For some people, it may be a slow-moving tower. Okay. So, again, as you kind of fight your way on this path that's yours alone. All right. Like I said, you don't want other people making your decisions for you, collective. Okay. So don't let their reactions pull you into a space that's going to take you out of your joy. Okay. So I feel like you're going to know when the right decision comes because it's going to be something, it's, you know, have you ever made a wrong turn down a road and you're like, something just doesn't feel right? It's going to be like that, you know? So it's going to be, it's like, you know, people might not want you to see the possibilities that you have, but you're like, it doesn't matter. I have it in my mind. You don't own this. Um, there's that TLC song, Unpretty, right? You can buy your hair if it won't grow. You can fix your nose if he says so. Like I was on Reddit and somebody's like, my boyfriend thinks I need a boob job. What do you guys think? She looked amazing. She looked amazing. Don't let other people try and put you into something that they'll never be anyway. Okay? You know? I should ask one of those dudes, be like, why don't you get the boob job since you're so obsessed? I mean, that's major surgery, people. There's people going through major flippin' surgery just so they can visually appear attractive to another person. A curious species indeed, right? But if you have self love, I'm not saying all plastic surgery is bad. You know what I'm saying? It's these types of customs and stuff where you're just like, you know, like all these people that are getting BBLs and stuff, like, what? You know, I know people can spend their money on whatever they want, you know, but it's like, okay, are they going to be able to pay for their groceries later? uh, it makes you wonder about priorities, okay? And, you know, maybe that's me not wanting to see other people be happy with their BBLs. I don't know. But it just seems so extreme. And the reality is that happiness can be very simple if we accept ourselves, okay? All right, guys, I'm gonna call it there. Thank you so much for the likes and the comments, but please manifest wisely, and we'll see you next time.